Welcome back, everybody, to the web designer slash developer portfolio websites creation series. Last time we have made the navbar for the primary sections of the page, which currently here we are working on the hero section. So we made the navbar for the hero section. Also, last time we have created some grid layouts, just to make it easier for us to work on the spacing and white space of the design. So today we're going to be creating the hero section content. Obviously, last time it was only the hero section navbar, but today we're going to dive into the content. So before I start, I would like to know what I want in the hero section. I obviously want a headline. So if I can write it here, I would say a headline. I would like to have maybe some description, some defining description. Obviously, we need a call to action or CTA, and we need some features. So these are the four things I primarily want to focus on. So let's start from the headline. I would like to say, something that would describe me, that would get the user interested in scrolling through the website and get the user interested in knowing me more. So we have talked about our inspirations, and these are basically the website we have selected so far. So you can see in such Swiss design layouts, the headline might not be so obvious. This is obviously a more structured website, so you know what this is. But the headline should be very short and it should be catchy. So I would like to say, for example, creating websites building, instead of creating, let's say, building web experiences that converts. So let this be the headline. And I would like to make this pretty big, maybe 2XL. I'm not sure how big that would be. Is it too big? Yeah, it's probably too big. I want to go around 128 or 96 maybe would be better. Okay. Obviously the font would be changed, so it's not really a one-to-one representation. Okay, that looks good. So I would like to call this our system. So it was 2XL previously. I want to call this XL. And I want to position it somewhere like this, or I'm not sure where I want to position it yet. For now, let me just position it randomly here, and let's just work on the rest of the content. We can actually come here and just line this off, just saying it's completed. Now we go to the description. An experienced web designer with over 7 years of experience. Instead of experience, I'm a web designer with over 7 years of experience creating websites. Instead of creating, let's say, designing and building visually stunning and functional websites. Okay. So now we can take this. I think we have this, yeah. So we want this to be this font, and we don't want it to take too much space. Yeah, so after that, we need to just line this off for now. Let's go strike through there. Okay, so next I want to work on the CTA. Now this is a bit difficult because CTAs in Swiss websites are not the usual kind. here you can see a good example, I think. So the CTA here is the scroll now. It's not clickable. It does not. It's not like a CTA that is too known about. It's not something that people really have experience with using. Like for example here, the about us, it doesn't look as your typical CTA. So like SEA is very important parts. So you have to experiment a bit more to see what works and what doesn't. Obviously here, for example, he used a CTA. I think his CTAs are very animated, look very nice. And I think I'm gonna draw inspiration from there. Here it is more of a typical CTA. It was cool animation, but nonetheless, uh, pretty normal. So I want to create a CTA here that shouts out "click me." So that's what I want to do. So uh, let's just start by saying let's work together. Maybe not the exclamation mark, and I want to make it a bit bigger here. Around 16. Then how do I make it CTA? So currently it's just a regular text here, and I need a way to make it into an actual CTA. Uh, so how do we do that? We can make it a circle, color circle, which would be the most obvious way to do it. Uh, it is done here, and also done a couple of places, I think. I think if we go even here, I think there is a color CTA. Yeah, yeah, here even the CDA is not too, this is I think the CDA, but it's not too obvious. It's just a line, dash under. Let's see how do, this is a typical CTA, I think. Here, yeah, it's probably a typical CTA. So I'm thinking to make it a circle. Let's try if we can do that. Actually, this is just a wireframe. So it's just, we just have to decide if we want to make this contained or not. So for now, I'm gonna make it contained. So the container, that means 0, 16 by 16, I would go here. So let's just give it a black fill and some white text. And maybe we can make this same way. So let's say this is our CTA. Obviously, this will change when we work on the base design and the accents. But for now, let's just consider this our CTA and let's just move on. Obviously, here we are more concerned about the layout than the actual visual representation. So now features. Features is a very interesting part. And you can see it is something that most Swiss designs really do well. It's not shown typically in a list or something, but it is very much shown in an interesting way. So how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna show the features? Is the question. I'm just gonna try to have some text. Okay, so first let's have some text. Web developer. Let's start by from this. Should be around the small size. Web developer. Okay. Web designer. I'm maybe gonna make it inside of a pill shape container in the future. Uh, I'm thinking that would be the best approach. Let's just get it here and we'll see. 7 years experience, 7+ years experience. So, yeah, uh, Yeah, what else could we add here? 7 years experience, web designer, developer, software engineer. Yeah, UX designer. And we can add more and more console developer. Okay, we can add more, but let's say these are our current uh, features. But before I dash this through, I strike this through, I need a way of representing them. How am I going to position them is the question. I think this is the best way to look for inspiration. We can search for Swiss design again and try to add some more inspiration to our collection here. There's something I'm trying to find something that like adheres to the style of course I'm building. This looks cool. Yeah, this too. Let's just add a couple of them here. And this I think is very useful for especially beginners to see the real process of getting inspiration and stuff. Yeah, I don't want to go with this sort of design because I think it's too cluttered and there's too much going on. But that's like a very common way in Swiss design to present ideas. Okay, so that might be enough for now. So what we can do is just return to the collection and let's check them out. Let's just refresh here. Okay. Okay, this one grabbed my attention a bit because it's use of white space and simplicity. Hmm. Yeah, its layout is basically based on images, which I actually might need to include here. I might need to include this outside of the hero section. Images. Let's just lay this out properly and we'll go back to check out if it's a valid way of representing them. So we can just, I think for now, let's make it into a pill container, each of them. And we're going to go back and basically explore on ways of representing it in a better way. So this is web designer. 7 plus experience, software engineer, and finally UI UX design. Okay. Okay. Looking at it, I think there's a better way of doing this that adheres to the Swiss design ideal to do much better. And it's just to group these obviously hard content here and just give it auto spacing. Now we can just place it down below on the line actually, and we can just drag them out. I think that's a better way of presenting it. Now, okay, how do we show this? Since we have this here already, I think we can place this here. From the navbar, I want to go like around maybe 32 pixel gap. And we can place this anywhere we want actually. Maybe we can keep a good structure here by just placing it right here in a 32 pixel gap. Obviously keeping our gaps intentional. Then I would like to add some more images. We added this, but now let's add actual images. Strikes through, but no problem there. How are we gonna represent our images? I'm thinking if we can just do this like this, and we can just say image. This is gonna be image. This is gonna be features, by the way. Features. This is gonna be the CTA. This is gonna be the header. So obviously make sure you name your content. I'm gonna make this more visible, I think. Let me say img. So say 128 by 128 my content. Okay. Yeah, so how are we gonna lay these out? We can have them inside of a carousel of some sort. It's gonna be a valid way of representing them. And we actually reduce the color here opacity. I'm gonna grace 300, which looks better. Okay. So yeah, I think we can have these images like this. Actually, let's give it 32 pixel gap and make this fill the container on the width. And let's just make the container fill the available space. And from this, I'm gonna go 32. There, space 2. Okay, so now we can either have this here, but I think we can also come here and just make this fill the container on the height and make this a bit bigger. Okay, so let's just make this bigger. Okay. Now, so where am I gonna position this call to action is the question. I'm thinking to position it. Let's just put it here and just position it somewhere like this. Okay, or a better way would be if we can just replace this here. So what is the idea here with what I just did? So the basic idea being when I hover over this, instead of the image fully showing up, the image would be sort of blurred out and the content here would be shown basically. So that's the idea. Obviously, we're gonna have to prototype this either in Figma, Jitter, or After Effects. Let's see how it works. For now, let's just say this is our current implementation. Now I want to go like this just to have a better space utilization. Make this, can make this inside of container, folder subscription. Notice how I'm using auto layout for most of my elements, which is just to keep the structure, just maintain the structure and make this work better. Like this will help me when developing it in HTML and CSS. So yeah, I want to go here and I want to give this constant gap of around 48 pixels. Then there's just the lines here. So now this would be 46. So that's fine. That's fine. I would like to add one more call to action. Let's remove this. We already have everything we need. I'd like to add one more call to action. And that's just see work or portfolio. So the thing is, like most people want to see your portfolio straight away or work. So I think it's something worth having here. see my work. And this will be like secondary like a secondary call to action. So it won't have too much of an emphasis in it, but still something worth having. Let's just take these. We're creating sort of an interesting structure here. So 54. Obviously, this is going to take a bit more precedence. So I would like to have an arrow with this. So I'm just going to represent the arrow or the icon here by something like this. For now, let's just take this, duplicate this. Let's just say icon. Here I'm gonna make it fixed width 64 by 64. Maybe 64 a bit too much or too. No padding or gap. I'm gonna make this pretty small, system body. We don't even have to say icons, just ICO. This is gonna be the hero, the main design. So this is gonna be the content of the hero section. So we have to go take this icon. Then we have to bring it here in the content. Group these like 8 pixel gap. This is the CTA. Then have content here, and we are almost done. Okay, so basically this will be the hero section structure. Some people get it confused. This is not the hero section, how it will be shown for the user. This is just a wireframe. I would like to emphasize that more. This is the wireframe. It's not the final results. So it's probably not going to look anything like this when you're done. But the structure will be the same. That's the main thing. The structure is pretty much the same. So here's the hero section. Next up, let's just check out our notes here. After navbar, hero section, the mini works page on the landing page. That's what we're going to be working on. Then the personal story here, experience, knowledge, work, mini, CDA, footer. Then obviously you have to finish the other pages as well. And yeah, I've told you before that this is going to take a bit of time. And I'm taking it slowly because I think it's overwhelming to see the full process, especially if you're a beginner. The full process is something that's really shown on YouTube. Like I'm showing you everything from start to finish. So I want to take it slow and make it easy for you to comprehend and understand it. I think that's enough for today. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comments. I'll try to answer as much of them as I can. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Goodbye.